Welcome to Comics to Movies and More. I'm your host, Sean Keenan, and as always, I have Stephen, my co-host, with me. Welcome to 2021, our first show for this year, as well as our 27th episode of Comics to Movies and More. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and notify for when we go live. So, Stephen, how you going, mate? How's 2021 treating you?
Oh, look, it can't be worse than last year. So, as you know, like my area, I actually got locked out. So we were deemed I think a red zone, or they changed that in terminology at the time, red zone, yellow zone. We were deemed a red zone. We couldn't leave for Christmas. I think we only got officially released last Saturday. So, yeah, no, it's. I really don't mind all too much. I'm happy to stay home. I just get the groceries and get back in. But yeah, no, it can't be worse than last year.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if anyone follows me on social media, I've been doing some stuff around the house at
Oh,
the
I saw
moment.
your
So
garden. It's amazing.
yeah, my
That's a
wife.
new phase.
I got to say, my wife's done all the planting, so she picked all the trees and everything like that. But I'm not much of a gardener myself, but I was pretty proud of all the mulching and I did all the boards and everything around to kind of shape the garden and all that type of stuff. So yeah, I've only been in the house since February of last year, so still under 12 months, and we've almost got everything finished and done. That's been the one good thing around being locked down for so long. So yeah.
Oh, look,
But
we've got a
let's.
lot of people talking. So let's say hi.
Yep. So good morning, Moira. How you going? Good evening here. So Shane, woohoo, back. He did reach out to me last week to say when were we going to do the show again. Darren, how you going? We've got Chris. How you going? It's morning in their time zone. Mandeep, how you going, mate? Hello. And we've got Mark as well, mate. So how you going? I hope you're doing well in the UK. All of our love and prayers to everyone over there as well, because it doesn't sound like it's going too well over there at the moment. So stay safe and all that as
Definitely.
well. So
Take care of yourself, Mark. And look, I'm having a little bit of a whinge, but to be really fair, Australia is doing a lot better than a lot of other countries, and heart goes out to anybody who's in a much more dangerous situation. Like that's why I said, look, it's you have a bit of a whinge, but you know what? At the end of the day, we put up with it because it's good for everybody else. It's good for society. So.
that's it. And I got to say, it's been interesting being within the comic book community. Like, there are so many people and that are overseas and that type of stuff, and it's interesting to see in some of the groups that they're in, where people have actually gotten COVID that I know of. Like, it hasn't been really anyone here in Australia that I've known, but there's been a lot of people that I've either met overseas or interact with on Facebook and everything. So all of our thoughts go out to them as well. So get better soon. But tonight we're going to talk about Wonder Woman, not Wonder Woman 1984, because it's horrible.
And we didn't want to spoil it for people who haven't seen it. It's still relatively new.
Yeah.
So it got released Christmas Day or Boxing Day, one of the two. So it's still
Christmas
within the 4 weeks. So we try not to do movies within the first 4 weeks because, you haven't had a chance to stream it yet. We just don't want to spoil it.
And Wonder Woman is amazing. I absolutely love this movie. So I'm not the biggest DC fan. And after what was it, Batman versus Superman, I was just like, you've really lost me here. But then Wonder Woman came out, and I just thought this was amazing. I thought it was very well written. The action and everything was fantastic in it. The whole Themyscira scene I thought was just phenomenal. And I was really pumped to then see what they did next, and then was a little bit let down as well. So I don't think it's as bad as everyone is making out 1984 to be, but yeah, it definitely did not live up to this one, and I think that's because I enjoyed it so much. I had so much expectations for the next one. So
Look, I'll start with with the Wonder Woman movie. The first thing I'll probably start with is Diana's soundtrack. That violin soundtrack, if you know which one I'm talking about. And we don't want to play on YouTube because we don't get copyright striked. But there is that one sound, the violin one. It is fantastic. It suits her so well. And the build of the character I thought was really interesting as well, because she was the fish out of water. Everything was very new to her. Look, it was a great character arc journey. And the one point, and this is probably the one point of letdown. Actually, there was actually an interview with Patty Jenkins that she just came out very recently, just about the first movie. It came up in preparation of WW84. And she actually agreed with me on this one. So I'm actually really happy to be vindicated on this point. She didn't like the last fight scene with Ares. She said, look, it was very much a studio mandate. She actually wanted the ending, which I thought would have been a little bit more subtle, a little bit more deeper ending, which is basically, you know what? The whole World War wasn't because of Ares. Man was corrupt, greedy, and all the rest of it. Ares was just, poking the right, poking the right directions, antagonizing the right people, causing a lot of the conflict. But he's not responsible for conflict. Man is responsible for their own conflict. So Patty Jenkins wanted that little bit more philosophical ending, but then the studio mandated, nope, you need a fight scene. It needs to end with a big fight. But the original Patty Jenkins vision wasn't that. The original Jenkins vision was basically war was always going to be around, and then by Diana having that one standoff, well, I'm always going to be here to try to stop it. And I thought that would have been a stronger ending, but the whole
I
build that lead up to it was great.
I read that exact same article, and
Yeah.
I got to say, if I was going to pick anything out of the film, that's exactly what I would have picked as well. Is that I didn't feel that it needed that big, flashy ending. She still could have fought him in his human form, and him be just as strong as her, but that whole him getting his armor and the lightning and all that. I just think that part didn't need to kind of be done, and it was quite interesting to see. And it always comes back to when studios overrule directors.
Yeah.
That the directors have created a story and created a script and know how it's going to look, yet a studio can just come in over the top and go, okay, no, we need this. Even though, the director's done everything else and they trust the director to do everything else, but they're going to change this one pivotal thing. And it's really interesting that, a lot of the things that people these days seem to point out are the things that these people reckon that we want. And it's not. It's totally not.
I know. And I just thought, like, you just imagine that really subtle ending. Look, they could still have fought, but then instead of being beaten and her leveling up with lightning powers and all the rest of it, he could just fought and goes, you know what? I don't need to fight you because I've already won because of all the conflict I've caused. You stop this conflict, I'll start the next one. You stop that conflict, I'll start the next one after that. It's more that man's always evil, and then she can be the hope no matter what. Look, if man's there, as long as there's hope, I will be there too. One of those type of endings. I
Yeah.
think that would be. I thought it would be a much more nuanced ending, and to hear that director actually have the same ending in my head, I thought that was perfect. I thought, wow,
Especially considering this story was so character driven in
exactly.
regards to all of the people that she fought alongside with were trying to do the right things. So it was that whole, we're in a horrible situation but they, Steve didn't want to kill and didn't deliberately kill out of malice or anything like that. He was just trying to do the right thing, and would do everything that he could not to kind of kill
Yep.
someone. So I thought all of that was a really good build up to then just have it as a big baddie. I thought was, I agree. I think that, idea of them just pushing or manipulating humanity in that direction is a much better storytelling aspect than going, okay, let's be a little bit lazy and just do a big fight scene and blame it on this one
Yep.
person, and humanity is really not that bad type of thing. And especially when you're going to follow that on with different movies, that you could then have that theme throughout the other movies as well, is that Wonder Woman loses her hope or something like that, and it's someone
Yep.
else within humanity gives that back to her, or something along those lines.
Yep.
But yeah, and I will just mention, guys, please don't put any spoilers in the chat or anything, just in case other people haven't seen it. But I will chuck up a few of the comments while we're chatting as well. So
I'm just having a quick look through the comments. It's pretty much spoiler free, but I like Mark's comment though, that I picked the exact thing Mark said in Wonder Woman 84. I don't recall. The thing is, if you take an 80s type movie, put the song like Guardians of the Galaxy, use the music from that era, play to its strength, because the one thing people remember most about an era, forget the fashion, forget whatever, it's the music. And for them not to really, buy the soundtracks for those music, the one thing I absolutely love from Umbrella Academy, and just go back talking the music part, the music things, especially season 1, was how all the songs tied in. I know it's written by I think it was one of the singers from Chemical Romance, if I remember right,
yep.
Gerard Way. So the guy loves his music, the guy understands his music, but imagine Umbrella Academy without a soundtrack, it would not be the same. Season 1 would have just, it would be a lot more boring. But having Wonder Woman 84 without a really good soundtrack and having really good tie-ins, I think that was a huge waste. I think that was such a waste.
I agree, because for me, there's a lot of 80s movies that did that really well. There were certain points where they put songs that just had a really good hook, and that kind of whenever you hear that song after that, it takes you straight back to when you watch that movie and everything. And I'll admit something that we are live, so people can record this. So damn. But the one movie I felt that did that really, really good, and I know you were saying Guardians of the Galaxy, but was Twilight, the original Twilight film.
I haven't seen that one.
I literally can tell you, if you play a song, where that is in the film. And that is because it was so well placed in the film that whenever that song comes on, I can turn around and go straight away, okay, well, this is the moment in that film, this is the moment in that film, this is the moment in that film, type of thing. And it was like I was watching a movie today with my little girl, and it was called The Princess and the Dragon. And right towards the end, it's all about her reading this book and kind of having an imaginary dragon. And then right at the end, the song that comes on is The Never-Ending Story.
Oh,
And
okay.
straight away, I was like, oh my god, The Never-Ending Story, because I loved that movie as a kid, and it's interesting. And I spoke about Cobra Kai on a live stream the other day. They do that so well, even though it's based in today's day. Like the fact that they did a retro party and then used the music at this retro party to kind of tie in with that whole theme. I'm just like, this is just so clever, like Johnny can't get out of the 80s, so when you get in his car, it's always rock 80s. So I'm like, I just think sometimes it's like with filmmaking. I'm no filmmaker, but there's so many aspects to filmmaking, and you can be so visually, and with graphic novels, you're so visually focused on storytelling that sometimes you forget there's other senses as well that go into a really good movie or story and that type of thing. And music is definitely one of them.
Oh yes. Oh look, and I think that's why I think Wonder Woman, the first one, did it so well because, for example, if you listen to that Wonder Woman theme, that da 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 da, that violin, it's so well done. It's because prior to that, Wonder Woman didn't really have a theme song. Look, I would challenge most people. What Spider-Man's theme song? The one that's not so not his, the Spider-Man, that. But what is
Spider-Man.
not that one, but the one that Danny Elfman did. There's one that whenever Spider-Man comes on screen, the Danny Elfman track plays. It's forgettable. And look, I've seen it. I actually went back to listen to it, so I know what it is. But on most people, they won't remember that because it wasn't that memorable. But the Wonder Woman one is, man, that you hear those violins, Wonder Woman's coming on screen.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree, and even that first like that they used it in the trailers and everything for her action sequences and everything. I'm like, that really got me. Got the hairs on your arms standing up and everything like that, and I don't know. Just when I went and watched 1984, I just did not get any of those same films. As I said, I didn't think it was as bad as everyone's making it out to be. But when you're following up from such a good film, it does become a little bit of a letdown when you're poking a lot of holes in the storyline and everything. But theme music is so good. Like, I'm a big, again, Star Wars reference. Darth Vader, he's in, the Imperial, and every time he walks in, like, Imperial March comes on every single time he walks in the room, which is great. So it's interesting. I think Marvel's done it really well, and I think Mark was saying that they learnt by just letting the directors, kind of do what they're good at. And I think, we work within the comics industry, and the one thing that I always say is that I surround people that are better at what they do than me. So, that's why I get you to write everything, Stephen. But that's, if you're going to do that with someone, then yes, you can give ideas and suggestions, but I feel you need to leave a lot of the creative control in their hands, because you're trusting them to do this. What's the point of trusting them to do this just to come in at the end and go, okay, I'm totally changing the last 15 minutes of a film. That last 15 minutes can be the make or break of the film.
It was so well done, and just if they had just tweaked that last bit, it would have been close to a perfect film, except for the last bit. Oh, anyway, getting off one, because we've got quite a lot of stuff we have to cover today, because this is a little bit of 2020 in review and a little bit of what's coming up in 2021. Sean, I've sent you, if you check the private chat, basically 4 links. And these are people who have, they've come on the show a lot. And we do definitely want to give all these 4 links a bit of a shout out. Do you see the 4 links in the chat now? So we'll start with the first one. The first one, all these projects are coming sometime this year. Please don't quote me on when, but they. So the first one is Darren Close, and he's just stepped foot into Kickstarter as of 2020, and I think we've got him a little bit hooked, which is great because look, I'm on the rising tide lifts all boats ships. So you know what I mean? If good
Yep,
creators come on
100%.
board, good stories, I'm not those type of people who goes, oh wait, we need to exclude. My thing is, let's grow the pie. Let's get more people in, more people excited. There will be good, there will be bad, but guess what? It's the nature of any industry. So it's I've been told the Darren one's coming in April. I'm going to share the link in the YouTube comments. So if you guys want to look out for it, he's an Australian guy. He's a good guy, and look, definitely check it out. The next one is Lucas, and Lucas comes on the show quite a bit. And these are, by the way, all these people have come on the show before. That's kind of why we're giving them the plug, because guess what? They're good people, and we brought them on before, and it's good to see. And this is Lucas' second campaign, so it's really good to see people come back and try again. And that's, I think, one of the hardest thing is issue one is actually the easiest issue to do, I think, because
Yeah.
guess what? It's all the excitement stuff that issue two, I think, is one of the most difficult, because guess what? You got to do it all over again, and you may not want to do it all again. After issue
And
two, yeah,
and you know what you're in for as well, don't you? It's I think the naivety of when you run your first one, it's
yeah,
like, it's like, oh, it's all gonna be good, it's all gonna be fun, and then you get 15 days into a 30-day campaign, you're like,
yeah.
why am I doing this? This is the worst thing. What the hell's going on? Am I gonna hit my target? Someone's just pulled out. I'm bad enough as it is now, and I've done 15 of them. So yeah, I totally understand and agree with that. So
Okay, I'm showing the third one now, and the third one, he's also been on the show before. It's again, please do check the YouTube. I'm sharing all them through. Is Kieran? So Kieran does some of the graphics for us as well. So if you want to pop up Kieran's,
I'm very excited about this one.
yeah. So look, again, just hit the notify button, because these aren't our projects. So I feel hesitant to say, hey, look, it's definitely coming in February, because they may shift it or whatever. So I'm very hesitant to give anybody dates, but just hit the notify button so that when it happens, guess what? You get notified when it goes live.
You can see that I've done it because it's gone from notified to saved.
Yeah,
So then it's just good, these pre-launch pages. If you are interested in something, and I know a few of our viewers here have backed some of these campaigns, it just helps you get notified when the next one comes out. So
yeah,
especially if you've backed a lot of projects and all that type of stuff, a lot of this type of stuff makes it easier for you to follow things. So Kickstarter only brought it out last year, and it's a great tool. But as I was saying, I was really excited on this one. It's called The Apparition, but I reckon it's a bit of a satire comic on the Phantom. So
yeah.
be very interesting to see what plays out with this one. But very excited. So.
Yep. And lucky last, look, he's not Australian. He's actually from New Zealand, and he's buggered off to
I'm
Scotland.
not
So
sharing it. I'm not sharing it.
we were 50-50 on this one. We had this discussion, but we thought, you know what? He's on the chat now, so we should be nice.
Yeah.
But look, this is Mark's one. Mark, I know you're in the chat. If you have a launch date and you put in the chat, we're happy to announce it up, because I know it's coming very, very close. You're almost up to your 100 followers. I'm really predicting this is going to be a huge start. I think it's going to be the first 48 hours is going to do really well. So Mark, if you want to come back with a look, I've got a date, happy to announce it. Or if you want to hold it, that's fine. But everybody else, please hit that notify button, because this one should be really good. It's and I've had a chat separately to Mark about this, and I know Mark has been doing a lot of really good research for this. So it's, as far as it goes, it's not just a I'm going to put out a story. He's done, okay, what's the myth? What's the legend behind certain things, And I know he's done, look, when we're going to bring him on anyway. We're going to bring him on to talk about it. But when he
Yeah,
explains the research he's done on this, um, you can see the world building that's behind it. That's why I'm really excited for it as well. I've read some of the bits on Webtoons. I know he shared a couple of pages on Webtoons. So I'm really excited to read the whole thing. Really.
Yeah, he was nice enough to give me a little bit of a
Yeah.
sticky nose and a sneak peek at it, and it seems really interesting. Mark's been really prominent on social media, building his audience and all that. So he's done a great job, and to have 78 followers for a first project already to date before it launches is an amazing job. So Mark, you're doing a really good job, mate. And as you can see, I've saved it, and I'll definitely be checking it out when it comes out. So yeah,
Definitely. And look, good to see Kieran on board. I hope, Kieran, you came in about 5 minutes early and heard your plug of what we did for Operation. If not, please do rewatch the video. I think it's around 5 minutes from this point. You'll actually hear we plugged it. Hopefully, we got you a couple more followers as well. Look, XCT, God, look, you have two projects from last year that's still carrying over to this year.
yeah.
It's all really exciting. You've got the I'll get it right, AFIN script that's being written or being consulted on. What's happening? It looks like 2021 is going to be the year for it.
Oh man, so it's been crazy. So last year, we released our second graphic novel, XCT Fractured Shards, Fractured World.
Not
I'm
shards.
sorry, Fractured World. I'm so used to saying that at the moment. That was really good. The year before we released Breakout, and we entered Breakout into a couple of competitions, and were lucky enough to win the best comic at the AFIN film festival. And part of that was to turn it into a movie script. So that has been determined that it'll be a movie, not a TV pilot script. So it'll definitely be a movie script. And we're starting that process in February. So that's really exciting to kind of learn a lot of the TV side of things. I haven't done a lot of that side. I've done a couple of pitches here and there, but nothing with an actual finished script. So I'm really excited in doing that. XCT Infinity, unfortunately, is running a little bit behind. Alex hurt his hand over Christmas, and as an artist, he needs his hands to draw. So that's pushed back the project about a month, so that he can heal up and then finish off that project. But we sent out all of the game codes as early rewards to apologize for the delay. With projects, sometimes nothing ever goes to plan. But then this year, moving forward, we've got other than the movie script, which will take up a lot of my time, we're going to release another anthology. So we've been sitting on a few stories. Only our Patreon backers would have seen our stories, and we're now going to collect them all together and put them in printed format, as well as an extra story that no one has seen. So really excited about that. I have not thought about what my schedule is yet. I'm just trying to get past the one we've got live at the moment before I do anything. But yeah, super excited to see where XCT goes from here. So and then we've still got the next volume, working on the next volume after that. There's been a little bit of a delay in getting that up because my writer Ben has moved homes and was without internet for about 8 weeks. God knows how he survived that. Our power went off here.
A couple of hours.
That's what I was going to say. Our power went off here for a couple of hours, and my little girl was like, "What do you mean I can't watch TV?" Well, I always watch TV before I go to bed, and I'm like, "Oh, sorry, honey, there's no power." So yeah, that's what XCT is up to, which is great. Talos of Sparta, that's all on track to finish and print in March. So super excited about that, and we actually already have the next 2 issues written over that. So I've got Brad doing all of the sketch rewards at the moment, so that when I'm ready for Phil, he can get into drawing the next issue straight away. So we'll look at launching that later in the year. And then we've got the new book that I've secured through our publishing contracts, the 13th Labour, and I'm really excited to send to do this book and bring that to Kickstarter and to everyone as well. So, and then we've got Terra Olympus Volume 3 as well, which I'm hanging to see the pages, but I want to see them, but I don't want to see them because I've seen you tease a lot of the work, and I'm like, I tell you what, I want to see it all in one go. I don't want to just see a couple of pages. So, and they've been.
Like I said before, I'm happy to share with you anything. So just as a background, so with actually before we go to Terra Olympus, just give you a heads up as well. Shane from Comics X as well has been trying to put together his Kickstarter. It's going to be a calendar. So Shane, once you have your pre-launch ready, let us know. We're happy to plug it. And happy to bring you on again because look, I know the good stuff you do for the community. So man, get that pre-launch ready because we'll bring you in, and we'll start sharing the pre-launch all over the place as well.
Yeah, he's promotion from all of the indie creators. I've never seen another platform support, share, do reviews, have links the way Shane has done. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the calendar. If I can be involved in any way and help out as well, I definitely will. So reach out, Shane, when you've got something so we can bring you back on as well. So
definitely, you're always welcome back on. But with Terra Olympus, so just give you the heads up. We try to get things almost finished so that it's a quicker turnaround for a lot of the projects we put forward. We're not. You've heard the horror stories of some things 2, 3, 4 years and still unfulfilled. We honestly never want to be those type of creators. We want to get ours at the absolute most within 6, 7 months. That's the absolute worst case, but usually before that. And if things happen, look, we'll freely admit, people hurt themselves with their hands, and things do happen. But we're never going to ghost you. You know where to find us. So, but with Terra Olympus, because it's being grayscale now, the good thing about it is being grayscale now, it's looking really, really good. I've been getting a couple of pages in just to, what we do is you check the templating, just make sure all the pixel sizes are right. It's all the same size for pages. The last thing you want is somebody gives you a whole stack of pages and somehow they're all different dimensions. And you're just going, what the hell have you done? It's happened before, so don't laugh. I do all those checks now. And he's been sending me bits and pieces through. So I'm really hoping by the end of January, I'll get all the pages through. And then, Sean, I can then send you the whole lot. And then we can both, just enjoy the pages as it comes through.
I've been loving the work. Like Kevin's been doing the grayscales on this latest book. And man, it's I've been getting excited. I think, when I see all the pages and I'm so involved with all of the process of the things, like by the time it gets to print, not that the it's still exciting and everything, but with this one I'm really excited because I haven't really seen anything other than what everyone else has seen. So I feel like I'm part of the fan community now. So I'm very excited.
You get it before I post it up there. So to be fair, I get the one page, I letter it and whatever, then I post it up. But you get it but the one thing I actually do like about Terra Olympus Volume 3, and Sean, you've read the script, you know this, is in Volume 1 and 2, it's a little bit more world building. It's a little more, here's the characters, without an identified protagonist. And then is Mia good? Is Stefan good? You don't know. Number 2, it's starting, the lines are starting to get drawn in. And then you start to say, hey, wait, there is a defined antagonist. Again, I'm not going to spoil it in case you haven't read Volume 2, but it's taken up to 3 volumes before you know who the supposed good guys are and the supposed bad guys are. and they're actually going to meet for the first time. And um, I think I did the rough count. About 25% of the book is that meeting, is that action sequence. So I'm actually really excited for it, because um, the first few action sequences we had, there wasn't that much of how do you say, the stakes weren't high. So it was a training sequence. They were it was roughing it out, but guess what? In the end of the day, they're going to shake hands, they're going to walk away. This is the first time it's not a training sequence. It's actually there are stakes involved, and I won't spoil what happens, but it's not. I hope it's not what you expect, because I'm really really excited to share it, but not yet.
That's the one thing that I love about graphic novels is that yes, it's been a fairly slowish build up with Terra Olympus, but if this was just a single issue, you would have only had maybe 6-7 pages to be able to do an action sequence in a single floppy. So to have a graphic novel and go, I tell you what, I want to do
Just 10 pages.
10, 11 pages or whatever that's just pure action, and not detract from the story as well is fantastic. And everyone, if I'm excited about this, I bet you guys are going to be super like this book. It's full of action. It expands the universe a little bit further, and really sets up the series moving forward after this as well. So
What I've just done in the YouTube links, there is a link to the Facebook page for Terra Olympus. So we just released one of the new images. So again, have a look through, but that's actually one of the images in the really initial conflict. It gets better from there. It really does. And look, I'm biased because I actually know what happens, but I really hope you guys do enjoy it. So before we forget as well, because we're going through projects, there is a project we're currently working with Dan Furigal. I think Sean's been plugging this a lot, both with Dan. It's going really, really well. And look, guys, thanks for all your support. I think we made it a deal that we have to play the video every time we're here at least once. So
yeah. If Dan's watching, if I don't play the video, I'm going to get into trouble. So
it's only about a minute and a half, but it's well worth watching. So I'll share the link in the comments once that's done as well.
So we'll be right back after this.
My name is Detective Sebastian Vitro of the District Major Crimes Unit, and I see things.
Where are we going?
Horrible things.
You'll see.
When a moment in time fractures, a shard can avenge a life.
Sebastian. Sebastian.
I still love that. That's
Me either, Chris. Me either.
and look, the big thing is, look, thank you so much. Look, we're so close to 20K onto that, and look, it's amazing. Look, your support has been And number one, sorry for all the updates where I keep dropping that link into it, and but we're so excited about this project, and for you guys to come along for the ride. We thank you. That's about it. And the good thing about it is, if I wish I could show you the things that didn't make it to volume 1. So we have the script that we originally wrote, and all these things that we wanted to do just went, no, volume 2. We've actually filled up volume 2 already, that we had to start saying, okay, these things I have to go to volume 3 and 4. So we've had just so much to do. And I think one of the biggest things we would love to see is, we would love to see this made into some sort of TV series. If that ever happens, happy camper, absolutely happy. So it would be absolutely amazing. But yeah, look, the links there. Please do check it out. Please share it around. Let's see if we can get past that 20K mark. We're just that close. And what we've always said is, look, the more we earn from volume 1, it just makes the production of volume 2 a lot easier, and volume 3 a lot cheap, a lot easier, and all the rest of it. The production level in Fracture Charts is actually a lot more expensive than other books, as you probably can imagine, but it's gonna be good. Look, if you could see the stuff I really want to share with you, which I can't quite yet, I think you'll be very, very excited.
Yeah. Mark did ask who made the video, and we definitely have to give him a shout out. It was actually Nathan Furigal, Dan's brother. So he's done a lot of the different videos Dan has put up for everyone, which has been fantastic. So the one lucky thing we've had is Dan has been at home over the Christmas period with his family, and he's had his brother there as a person that he could lean on for all of the video stuff. So he's done an amazing job, and we thank him very much. So thank you very much, Nathan. So yeah.
Mark, if you do want to reach out to Sean, Nathan is looking to help with make more videos down the track. Look, yeah, you can discuss specifics through, but if you want the introduction, I'm pretty sure Sean can hook you up so you can talk to Nathan and work out whatever details you want to work out. Like, we'll step out of it, but I do know Nathan is definitely interested to do more work in this front.
He's doing a XCT one at the moment, which I'm very excited about.
That would be awesome.
Just because XCT has been going for a while now, we're doing like like at the start of a TV series or a show, or a brand new season where you have that catch up video. We're doing one of those for XCT, which is I'm really excited about. So that'll allow people to know what the story is much quicker, and then they can either just jump on at the next graphic novel or go back and get the whole set type of thing. So yeah.
Just on that point, did you know Marvel's actually doing exactly this? Actually, I've seen it already. Marvel did exactly the same thing before WandaVision came out. They did the recap on both Vision, and Vision and Wanda. So you know what? So I guarantee you, before Loki comes out, they'll do another 8-minute stint. Here's Loki, and then every character.
And I find it really interesting because a lot of people go, they go into a comic book store and they're like, well, where do I pick up? Where can I jump in on a series or whatever? If you could go into a store and a store had a TV with 7 or 8 videos that all you did was be able to play the video and do a catch up and then jump onto a set. How much better would that be to be able to sell to someone that's never read a comic book before? So if you're a comic book store and you're watching this video, like, guys, think outside the box. Try and get new customers, new readers, and everything like that. If you didn't know, there was a massive 30% increase in graphic novels during 2020 when we're all in shutdown. So it's still a medium that is on the rise. So yeah, just my 2 cents.
Oh, definitely. I agree with you. before we move on to the last one, just to close off Terra Olympus, currently, and I think I've spoken to Sean a bits and pieces about this. Currently, is Volume 3. It actually looks like we can finish the entire story by about. Look, I'm saying Volume 8 to 9, but 10, because there is a definite ending in mind, and it's just be really exciting again to reach that ending. I think I'm really hoping. One thing I love to do, and I think you pick up from Fractured Charts as well, because Dan was actually a lot more receptive to this than I thought he would be, is dropping seeds. So if you look through, I'm sure XCT has done it as well. I'm sure you've dropped all these seeds in, but one thing I would love to do, and I'm going to shout out to Maura and Mandeep. Look, I'm a big Supernatural fan, but what Supernatural does really, really well is 2 or 3 seasons later, they'll pick up a character or plot line that they've left intentionally closed, and then they'll just bring it back and go, guys, remember here's what happened in the past. Boom. Remember what we told you, and they bring it all back. And I think that's very, very clever.
Yeah.
So what I would love for Fractured Shards when it happens is when you read the definitive ending for it, which will come, like everything has to end, you will then read back to issue 1 and actually see, oh my God, they actually plotted that point in issue 1 to end the series. And I would say the ending has been plotted with that in mind. And that's why I find Fractured Shards so exciting, that it's done that way, that when you read the final issue, wherever that happens. Same with Terra Olympus. When you read the final issue, you should be able to go back to issue 1 or volume 1 and actually pick out how that ending came about. And if you can close the loop, I think, I'm really, that's why I actually want to end some of these series, is because I actually want to reach that point where you get to close it off really nice.
It's really crazy knowing the ending of a story, and the journey of getting there is exciting. But even with XCT, because I've known how I wanted to end it, for so long that it's like, okay, when I'm ready to let it go and finish that up, I'm really excited to get that into people's hands. So
look, I've just shared something with you. So this is a first draft. I'm going to play it again. It's less than 90 seconds. This is Wordsmith, which is actually one of my properties, which I'm actually hoping to launch next Sunday. But this is the first look at the trailer, so I thought I'll share that all with you guys.
Wordsmith is a steampunk fantasy adventure. In the next exciting volume of Wordsmith, learn the true meaning of the word honor. Is honor being brave in a fight, or learning to face your fears? Victoria finds herself having to stand up for what's right. Is that honor, and can her words save her this time? Find out in this volume of Wordsmith, Fear and Honor, the world of Wordsmith has amazing characters, fearsome dragons, thrilling adventures, and lots of words. All it takes is a word.
I know Dan's one's a lot better, but I did that myself, so please forgive me. I love the voiceover, but I think she was a bit too British.
I was going to say the British accent. I was like, is this set in England?
It's steampunkish, so it's meant to be Victoria, England in the turn of the century. But I look. I was in really two minds about it. I loved it, but I was thinking, did she overplay the accent a bit? Did she? No. Anyway, look, it's done, so I'm happy to move on. But I still look back onto it. I'm going to share one more thing. Give me
When
one
are we
sec.
going to get you in front of the camera, mate, to do a Kickstarter video?
Oh, look, I try not to. Look, it's in pre-launch right now, so I was going to sneak a couple. Look, this is the main cover that's coming through. Look, if you guys don't know the concept of wordsmith, which I absolutely love, is basically a particular wordsmith can create a gift, and basically they pack the gift inside a box, and when you open that particular box, a word appears, and whatever that word means to you, you get that emotional connection. For example, this guy opens the word fear, and it should make him afraid. But the other flip side to say fear is bravery. That being brave is not acting; it's acting in spite of fear. So there's a lot of nuance and differences how the word goes. It picks up from the cliffhanger from volume 2. So it basically jumps straight into the excitement. And the one thing which I actually really liked is there's a small flashback sequence where you get to see Victoria when she's a lot younger, when she's basically learning the craft. Um, One of the reasons I went back in time a little bit is I didn't want to have the situation where I just basically explained how everything works. I think it would be a lot more fun if you're learning how all the words work. The same time Victoria is actually learning it as well. So that's why there was a little bit of flashback sequence to run through it. Like everything else, I make sure that all the previous PDFs are all available so that you can always catch up. But this is actually something I'm really, really excited for because Wordsmith 1 was picked up for the New South Wales Premier's Reading Challenge. People outside of Australia, if you don't know, every state has a reading challenge, which basically if a kid reads more than 20 books within a calendar year for their age group, they get a certificate from the Premier. It's a really, really good program. And they pick certain books to appear in it every year. And Wordsmith got picked for 2020. And I'm still hoping it's still there for 2021. I don't know yet. They're going to announce it on Monday with the new list, whether I'm still in the new list or not. But yeah, it was in the 2020 list. So I was really, really excited about it.
Congrats, man.
Yeah.
That's a great achievement. So
That's why, if again, slightly offline, I've always tempted Sean, come on, write something that you can talk to the schools about. XCT, no school library will touch you. I'm sorry, it's too much. It's
no, I mean my first high school library.
High school, definitely high school. Yeah, primary school now.
So I got into that in my my old school. So where I used to go to school, which is very very cool. So yeah, but and I've said to you before, it's not that I don't want to write something for kids. It's just I haven't come across a story that I felt like was was suited for children. Everything I seem to create is I guess what I like, and being an adult or some kind of adult that tends to be a lot more brutal and that. But if I can come up with something that fits in that audience, 100% I will. So yeah.
Look, I'm sure young Spartacus. I don't know. Even that would be pretty brutal, I think.
Yeah, well, it is interesting because there is whenever you've got all the Marvel stuff and everything, they do kind of like kids version and stuff, and I am a huge fan of Scotty Young's style. If I could do a kids Spartacus book in that style, that Scotty Young chibi style. I think, or David Jackson. If I could get David Jackson to do a story like that, I think that would be really cool.
If I could tempt you, and this is me giving you an idea on air, so nobody steal it. Everybody just keep quiet for a few seconds. I'm just talking to Sean. But just imagine, like exactly like the DC superhero girls and stuff like that. It's the same characters, but they take a different view. And so, say for kids, it's sometimes what they love to do is to hear morals. So, for example, Spartacus does what's right. He's morally correct, even when it's not the right thing to do. Maybe he sticks up for somebody.
Chopping off their head.
No. Maybe not that, but he sticks up for somebody when he's getting bullied or something, and then he's there to stick up for it, even though he knows that if he does that, the cool kids will exclude him or something like that. You know what? It's not a bad story to tell. You've got the characters. You got the characters already.
I think I might do a children's anthology. Is my next anthology? I think that would be kind of cool. Do it on each one of the characters and have a moral.
The tie-in would actually be really interesting, because as they grow, or what you would like, especially I think why the DC and stuff is going to a lot of these kids' graphic novels and stuff like that. It's when the kids grow beyond those simpler stories, they can go to the more complex plot lines of the rest of it. So it's a.
There we go. You heard it here first, guys.
Feeding the audience.
Well, Star Wars has done that amazing. The cartoon series that they've brought out now has brought in that whole new generation. That when Mandalorian has come out and you've got Ahsoka that's come off the cartoon series into live action, they've readied that audience 100% for that. So I never thought of it like that. So I hope everyone's out there has learned something from, because I definitely have tonight, which is great.
Yeah. So kidspartacus.com is probably somebody stolen it already, probably. But but look, something to consider. I think if you have a couple of good plots in your head, I think it's a really good introduction.
There we go. That has to be done. It would be amazing. And sounds like a plan. So there we go.
Once you get a breathing space in between Infinity, in between everything else, Fracture Charts, your Monsters Anthology, just put it to your to-do list.
I think this is why I need to end some series, mate. So much. The good thing with XCT Infinity is just going to be a 4-part mini-series. And I haven't really thought about how long Talos of Sparta will go for.
Oh, we haven't talked about Talos. We've got a few more minutes. I'll give you the floor. What's happening with Talos? Because I'm excited. I want to see what happens. And when's issue 2? What's your plan for it? What's the plan for the rollout?
So it's all artwork's all completely done. Just waiting for our colors to be done. Send out my thoughts to Wilson. Our colorist, he unfortunately lost a family member, which has delayed his colors for a little bit. But that's all on schedule to be released in March. And then we already have issue 2 and 3 already totally written. So I'm not 100% sure, as I said, on my Kickstarter schedule, but issue 2 will definitely come out this year. And depending on how I work everything, if I can maybe get 3 out by the end of the year, we might be able to do that as well. But it will just depend on Brad and how quickly he can draw the pages and everything. The good thing with the Talos is Kickstarter is we had so many backers. We had 200 backers, which is amazing. That's more than any of my previous projects I've had, which is phenomenal. And we're able to raise above the amount that we were after, so we're able to go straight into production for issue 2. So that's the best thing about these crowdfunding sites is that the ability to raise more than what your goal is allows you to produce things much quicker. So, but yeah, really excited. It's I got the last few pages of Brad's just after Christmas, and I forgot what the last page was ending. And I was like, "Damn, man, that's brutal." I'm like, "Yeah, I hope people will, when they read this, they're not like, oh, that's too brutal. I don't want to read anymore." And it's more like, oh, yeah, I want to find out what happens in the next one. So yeah.
Look, there's one last thing, and I just want to mention it. Then we probably can close off a little bit. Dan from Fractal Charts also has some ideas. So one thing we were thinking of doing is basically so that it allows us to do more pre-launches. I don't know if you know, but Kickstarter I think pre-launches are absolutely fantastic because they allow you to market. Like for example, Wordsmith has been marketed now for about 6 months already. But it's been there for 6 months, and it allows you to market, bring it out even when it's not ready. But it's good because a lot of people are interested and notified. But if it's one, you can only do one and the next, one and then the next, which does limit some of the things you're doing. So Dan has a lot of good ideas. So one thing we're planning to do is actually split out Dan to his own separate DFG at Comics2Movie type account. And after this one, what we'll plan to do is then the next Dan idea will move there, and any new Fractured Charts can also move there as well. So it keeps it a lot neater, but it also lets you guys see a lot of the pre-launches a lot easier, because it won't be just one pre-launch that you're seeing. You could see multiple pre-launches at the same time, which I think of it as like a previews magazine where you can see all the 10 movies that are coming ahead. Will be a very similar situation. You can see the 5-10 different series which are all being planned. Imagine you could see a Talos series being planned while XCT is planning here, and it allows you to see all the different pre-launches that are going through. And then you can hit notify the ones that excite you, really.
Yeah, the one thing that I am doing that I haven't mentioned is I'm updating our website at the moment. So that will be more heavily focused on our graphic novel publishing side, and either late February to early March, as I mentioned before, we'll be opening up our publishing wing to other creators. So that will also need ways to be able to launch things under other people's names as well, but still under the Comics2Movies brand. So super excited about everything that's coming up this year. It's going to be a really big year. 2020 was an amazing year for me creatively, so I'm looking forward to what 2021 brings.
Yeah. Look, just a quick recap before I pass it straight back to Sean. Look, I've shared the links for Mark's project, Lucas's Angry Squad, Darren's Killaroo,
Kieran's
Apparition. Please hit the notify for all of them. Look, they are all going to be absolutely spectacular. So please make sure you slam the notify on all of them. And again, anybody who is creating, who does want their links shared, just hit one of us up. We're more than happy to try to give you a platform that we showcase your work as well. That's it for me, Sean. Look, thanks as always for having me on.
No problem. Thanks for everyone that is watching. We appreciate you each week. If there's any questions that you have and you want to ask us, come back next week, same time. Pop them in the chat at any stage, and we will answer those questions. Again, Fractured Charts is up for the next 15 days. We're only $155 off that $20,000 mark. And if we can get to the $25,000 mark, we are doing an awesome giveaway of a PS5 and a Cyberpunk 2077 game. So we're pushing that quite hard as well. All you need to do is go to the competition link, which I will add into the chat in just a second. And also the one stipulation is you will need to be a backer of the campaign to be eligible to win this PS5 and everything. But thank you all again for being a part of our show. Here's to an amazing 2021, and we've got loads of new guests to come on, and some old ones as well. So thank you again. Have a good night or a good day, and we'll see you next week.
See ya.